What's going on, everybody? CaptainRoBear and crew here. Baldur's Gate returns, episode 70.
Ooh, baby, 70. We passed 69, went all the way to 70. And now I have to deal with my father.
Nice. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I've made it this long, putting it off, forgetting the spiritual leader of our people so that I could just have 24 more hours to about the country.
Sorry, Booger Dog shit on Eberron, literally. You were stuck with Baldur's Gate. We tried to get YouTube. YouTube took a shit on you, but we still got here, all right?
I'm just happy to play some D&D with my friends. That's all. That's all. I'm
Dad.
thankful for that much.
Here's to not travel until 2023. Let's go.
Hey, cheers.
Unless it's a road trip. I'm so down to drive. So not down to fly.
Well, so you know, in December, I'm going to be in Florida. Actually, not Florida. I'll be in Ohio. Never mind. That's a way
very
bigger drive.
That's very different.
That's a horrible drive.
You're gonna be in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
What part of Ohio?
Oh, this place along the 75 called Sydney, Ohio, just outside of Dayton. When I say just outside, it's a 45-minute drive outside of Dayton.
See.
It's just outside.
Yeah,
That's suburb limits.
Round the outside.
around the outside.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
You want to make yourself feel old? You want to make yourself feel old? Yeah, this will do it for you. Eminem turned 50 this week.
Adam Sandler's on the cover of AARP.
Well, whoop-a-doo, everybody.
Now, the question, he's on the front cover. Is he Adam Sandler's in Uncut Gemstones? Adam Sandler's?
No,
Because,
it's just normal Adam Sandler.
oh, man. Dude, his Uncut Gemstone, man, that aged him up, dude. Something about him and the goatee, man. The goat just ain't right.
Oh, he's got a beard now, I think. Full beard.
He's living the dream, you know,
Truly.
taking on more serious roles.
You know, it's a full-time job employing Rob Schneider. Okay. Can you imagine what he had to done if his friends had social media back in the day? Whew, would have been even harder.
Impossible task.
Look at him now.
Look at me now.
He-
Who's got big announcements they want to let folks in the community know about?
D20 Deathmatch. Sunday, 9 p.m. The puppets are returning from Perception Studios, so if you want to see,
Let's go!
murder each other, this will be the weekend for that. Yeah.
Epic.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Now, is there any continuation or just a whole brand new story with them?
It's brand new.
Brand new.
Brand
Fantastic.
new. I have no idea what they're doing.
I'm just showing up and letting them kill each other.
I don't know. They probably don't know. They probably won't know till 10 minutes before. That's kind of how they roll.
Love it.
I like it. It's kind of cool.
Love to see it.
I'm ready for more of this lore to drop.
Anybody else with big announcements?
I get to hang out with you this weekend in person.
In person. We might even peep a Discord picture once. I know
Maybe.
I have pictures that date back to the very first convention that I went to that are not even posted on my Instagram. So someday there'll just be an absolute lore drop of places I've been. I'm just not a picture person. My hands are full. But me and Adam are going on a cute date in St. Louis, day date, because we're not fully committed yet, you know.
We're gonna have mimosas and brunch.
I don't know what time I'm gonna get up in the loo. I'm very tempted to take you to a brewery that's in the north of town that I don't normally get to before we go to the other brewery that we're headed to. Because it's up on Flowtown, so like, you know, normally it's always pulling teeth for me to get somebody to go to narrow gauge. they're like, oh, it's so far. And I'm like, but it's so fucking delicious.
You have me for the day.
Yes.
Treat me,
Daddy.
Cost.
We're I get to have a +1 for my stadium tour of the new soccer stadium in St. Louis. So I was like, hey, because my brother shut me down. He goes, yeah, I actually went on Monday. When I messaged him, the first time I was like, what do you mean? I just got my emails. Like, oh, I went in on some investment tickets with a guy from work. And I'm like, you bitch. He's over them fancy seats.
I'm not passing up the opportunity. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. I'll go.
Perfect.
100%. So it'll be a good time. I'm excited.
You get to see my general admission area with cup holders in safe standing. I'm so excited about safe standing. If you guys have never had safe standing in a stadium, it is the bee's knees if you're having a few beverages, because you got a beautiful pole to lean on in case you're feeling a little heavy. Don't have to worry about falling forward. You got cup holders. Oh, the dream. Not to mention, when you're a dude that has broad shoulders and may or may not be the son of Haggard, R.I.P. Robbie Coltrane. Dude, stadium seats are the fucking worst. Stadium seats are worse than flying. Stadium seats are just awful. Like, the only time I'll sit in one of those is if it's a playoff game and like I'm just trying to get there. And then it's St. Louis Cardinals, you're all bundled up. Everybody's got a huge coat. You're all just like stuck to each other, like sipping your beverages.
Yep, it is the worst.
Yeah. So being able to stand is, I can't wait to see my soccer family too. It's been too long. So it's gonna be good times. But yeah, we'll get to see some pictures on that. And if you want to see Booger Dogs in the Discord, he sent a special message for everybody about eating too many pupperonis yesterday. So yes, Booger Dog is doing great. All he did today was get belly rubs because I stayed and worked from home. So he's good. Thanks for all the messages. Appreciate it. He just needed to shit a whole bunch. And didn't feel like putting him through that yesterday. So hopefully my brother gets on his damn job and gets a broadband out over to my house. Look at you, Chris. We're still waiting on broadband internet in Cabo Gerardo proper, so I'm having to deal with the town north of me that I despise, that I'm forced to despise because, high school football is life.
Yeah.
I just call them North Cape. That's what they are. They're North Cape. They ain't Jackson.
They're beyond the wall.
They are. They think they're fucking beyond the wall. They think they fucking live in a different fucking universe. Bitch, you are 3 minutes north. Nothing has changed. You go 15 minutes south and it's like, hey, welcome to High Cotton. I'm like, you're 15 minutes south of here. And we have Midwestern mixed Southern accent. Like, how'd it change? We go to Ole Miss. We don't trust that shit. Fucking Boot Hill's a fucking trip, y'all. Come down sometime. You'll enjoy yourself. Oh man, Adam, you're in for it too. The range.
I'm sure.
You'll get to hear the range.
Oh, man. I'm sure it'll be a good time.
Yeah, you get to do the 11th wonder of the world. So, and you also get to see us have half of a football stadium as well. Looks like we play in the California Penal League since part of it's ripped down with a chain link fence. I mean, it's not even up to like a high school standard of stadium. It's that rough.
One day they'll fix it. One day.
No, state of Missouri bailed us out. We had to cry to the governor professionally.
Hey. Gotta do what you gotta do to get that stadium done.
Slarv the Doid.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
what it takes.
We weren't a couple million off. We were like 20 million off.
Oh,
Holy shit. Hockey mushrooms.
Hey, here's what I gotta say. Don't quote your bid, and then when it comes due, try to build post-COVID. Not a good idea.
Yeah.
Wrecked. But it's time for the inevitable.
thanks to Voodoo Ranger.
Your family trauma in-game brought to you by Voodoo Ranger. The new beers are delicious. I actually have all 3 of them to debut. I finally got some Hop Raider in town as well. Has anybody got to have Hop Raider yet?
Keep looking for it. Still hasn't shown up.
No, they sent me a care package, but they delivered it to my old address in California.
No.
So I hit them up and I was like, I don't live there anymore.
Dude, please tell me at least your old roommate was still there, so they got some beer or some rando just.
Some rando. I met the rando. It was a nice couple.
Okay. At least you know.
Just like the person that sniped my Zevia case I ordered. They were like, that was here. They were just like, it was delivered to a person. And I'm like, bitch, you know your name's not Adam. I will fight you.
They were like, ooh, look at the Zevia. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I just realized that we're in a chili shortage right now, and I'm out of my garlic sauce from Hui Fong. And the fucking pinch is on, dude. The resellers are selling that shit for like $10 a fucking 6 ounce.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Now, I got plenty of sriracha, thank God. I always have, but that goes slow. It's the chili sauce that I burn through. Dude, I'm hurting up, man. I bought some other shit that just,
Get you some of that tiger sauce.
Hey, right. Oh, tiger sauce. This, I'm not ready. You know what? That's all I figured out was, fuck the zombie apocalypse. I like my shit, okay? I'm pampered. I'm not here for the fucking apocalypse. Screw that shit. I'm weak. I'm not a hunter gatherer. I'm living in the luxury of the dystopian future. Okay, I'm not here for the rebuild either. Screw that.
Yeah, I figured if there's one person that would survive out of this group, it'd be Mud. It's like I'm convinced he would be the one that would live.
Take me down with this explosion. Make me zombie number 1. Mud, you can live on in this world.
It's easy. You just got to be ruthless. Everyone you see, bullet to the head. No friends. That's how you die.
Caring.
It's a hardcore speed run that usually ends on the 4th person you encounter. Now, I imagine Mud's the kind of guy that gets taken out by the zombie baby by accident. Like you trip, like you roll your ankle, and then you get overtaken by like 3 or 4 of them on the playground. It's a rough way to go. Like you totally.
I don't go outside the house now. You think I'm gonna go outside during an apocalypse?
You live on one of those barges. You just toss the zombies in as biofuel.
Gonna be like boarded up house, and he's just gonna be like creeping through the window every so often.
just gonna raid a base and get a lifetime's worth of MREs. Live in the house.
Get them spaghetti ones, dude.
Be playing the Xbox off a generator.
By the way, Radio, you were experiencing some frame drops, my dude. Like old school.
Oh, yeah, I'm watching it happen, and I got 30% CPU, 50% memory. It's all coming out of Chrome.
Old Comcast getting you. Been a hot minute.
It's been a while.
Hashtag not brought to you by Radio's Comcast. Good God, that was the struggle bus for a while.
Might be one of those young radio nights. That picture up.
Young radio nights.
He was doing the Tormund's Quest marathon earlier this week, and I'm like, God damn, I have fallen so far.
It's nothing like a constant reminder on a repeat.
The red shades, man. That's how you know.
The fucking blue blockers.
Hell yeah. Now it's just built into the glasses, which I need desperately. It's amazing when I take these things off. I was like, oh, is the world really that fuzzy?
I had to up the contrast to be able to take all the gray out of my beard. Ridiculous. But yeah, we want to thank our patrons. Shabby, Westwolf, Aaliyah, Caleb, Captain, Man of Many Hats, Matthew, Quirky, O3, Drewcom, Feisty, Kim, Nornoble, Stokers, Chris. We appreciate you all very, very much. Thanks for keeping the wheels greased around here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you got a Voodoo Ranger, drop your emote and raise it up. They've been wonderful for us this year. Thank you guys. Picking up where we left off, I don't know how many weeks ago now. Getting a second chance to find the spiritual leader of your people, Josiah. Using your friends, and thankfully Rook's nose, to track down the spiritual leader, Marcel. Tucked away inside the actual fighting pits. Luckily, through a very, very, very fortuitous resurrection, our friends Malthus and Aelson were able to be resurrected back at the Grateful Bread, leaving Llywelyn behind. You guys found Hiram holding Marcel essentially against his will. With Cesius in your ear, you heard the inner plots of how Hiram has arrived back on this plane. And through incredible negotiation, was able to make Hiram flip on his own captors, releasing him from whatever pact was beyond, and finally freeing him. Allowed an opening within the Stargate to bring Jinrid back himself. Now with Marcel, Jinrid in tow, and a very pissed off Cesius that's excited to see you at your own wedding banquet feast, as he proclaimed that he'll be marrying you to one of the Duke of Baldur's Gate's daughters. We pick back up on a very, very lengthy, long rest. All the way back at the Elf Song Tavern. Constitution saving throws to get up. Josiah, you get to roll yours with advantage.
Ooh, baby.
You know, riding that meteor down may be awful tired, so I am out. But you, my friend, with that nat 20,
Yay!
up
I'm
early.
feeling good.
As today is the day.
Oh, Josiah, on the edge of his bed, he's up before anybody else and looking at himself. Decides to skip the drinks this morning and go get coffee for everybody else. Goes downstairs to put in the order. And while he's down there, decides, you know what? Take a little run. Just to clear his head.
You worried about being fat in your own virtual tuxedo?
Sometimes you gotta run to clear your head. This is old Meng logic. Back when I had time to do a run. But he takes up off of the elf song and just jogs down through the cobble streets, just breathing that dewy morning air, listening to shops open up, people starting to flood into the city, still sounds of merriment. All the while just thinking about Theseus in the back of his head and the shit that he was spewing from the fighting pits the night before. And everything he'd been through with Asher, Rook, his friends at the Grateful Bread, how many second chances he really has, and how many second chances he's got left. Probably a good half-hour run, just doing laps around the bar. Goes back in to pick up his coffee and take it upstairs. All right, who's got my coffee? I got some friends to wake up. Probably should cook the bacon back there if you already have it on. They're gonna be hungry.
I'm out cold. Asher.
What? Who's yelling? What's happening? Ugh. Where's Josiah? Rook.
He probably just doesn't want to talk to you. Nobody wants to talk to you. As Rook falls out of the rafters. Oh, fuck.
That serves you right. What? He just goes and he
Where's
opens up
Josiah?
the door. Yeah, I just asked you that.
But I'm asking you that.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you smell him?
Can you use your magic?
There are spells that can do that, but I don't have that spell.
Yes, well, of course I can smell him, but, he stinks. You can smell him from a mile away.
So where is he?
Somewhere within a mile radius.
Okay. I just gotta open the door and just like go to the top railing and like look down and see if I just see Josiah. And I assume I do.
Down by the bar. I've got a pitcher in one hand and I've got a plate of cups in the other.
Oh. He's getting coffee. I just like give you a wave and then just turn and go back into the room.
There's a couple of the guards have started to roll out from the extra rooms that they've rented as well. Uncle Pal not yet out, and definitely not Marcel. They're letting him sleep as long as possible. Oh yeah, I'm back here again. I've fallen asleep. I'm still in star form. Oh yeah. Shake that off a little bit. Been stuck up there for a while, so it's time to bring a little bit of light back to it. I'm just kind of pale. Just a little gothy gin at this moment. Haven't gotten nearly enough sunlight in my human mode. Reach over and grab some zinc. Get the robes on. I follow my nose to that coffee and look over the railing.
I'm up on the second floor by now. It's walking it to you.
Ah,
Yeah, you thirsty, my friend?
always.
Good. Get you some of this coffee.
It smells as good as I remember.
I just put it down on that corner table right there as we go to the hallway, and I just start pouring coffee for you.
Yeah, more.
Yeah?
More.
Say when.
Yeah, the whole, the huddle size. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you. Plains walking, work up an appetite. You don't really think about food when you're up there. Then once you get back to the material plane, fuck, it's like all you think about. It's wild.
no, don't worry. I got the whole breakfast spread coming up. Lots of bacon, eggs, sausage, biscuits and gravy.
Good God, we're gonna shit your pants during the rehearsal dinner.
Hey, if I can spray a little on Cesius, then it's totally worth it.
Cheers to that.
I still don't understand how he of all people is the one that's doing this. Like everybody knows this is like some sort of trap, right? Like there's like no way that this is just like what it is.
Unfortunately, my friend Cesius is more connected than typical individual. You don't run an empire like he does without having an everyday cover. Apparently, religion is the new way. Over a period of time, I want you guys to roll just a perception check.
Just sight-based.
Sight-based, yes. Oh, good God. Yeah, you guys have all noticed over time, there have been temples to Lathander opening up all over the city. These are like those Lighthouse Baptist youth group spots that invade any strip mall space that they can get into. It's been that kind of way. And it's been every level of town. The only place that you haven't seen a large temple be dedicated to yet is up in High City.
I don't know what to expect. I just feel like I don't know. I just something's happening and we still don't have any idea what it is. And we've stopped some things, but there's still a lot.
Well, we're hoping that his father brings answers.
Gallery betting it a lot, but sitting here snocking snot ain't gonna do shit for fixing whatever's going on between these two cities.
Josiah, I know we talked last night. Kind of get me caught up what's happened since I went looking for Gitsy. I know that none of this is ideal, far from ideal, but I think there's going to be a lot to learn from the words that come out of his mouth. I just want you, we all need you to do your best to really, really listen. And it's not just for yourself. We have to get every piece of information that we can get. Like I said, we don't know whose side he's on, if he's still there. I know it's going to be hard. Just do your best, man.
Well, it's funny. Before all this, it would have been a more tense meeting. But knowing what I know about him now and the decisions he made, fuck, Jen, I see decisions I've made echoed in everything he's done. I didn't even know it. Him and I, as weird as to say, share more in common than either of us are willing to believe. I can see that now. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to everything he has to say. Because the fate of Baldur's Gate, fate of my homeland, and my people are resting on it.
And if Asher's intuition's right, and this wedding is a ruse, whatever happens that day, we're going to be ready.
All of us together.
You got that right.
I was thinking about that a little bit. I don't know. I assume that whatever plan or machinations are happening, they're going to happen during the wedding or something. There's a small part of me that worries about this rehearsal dinner tonight. But I think, well, we have the best borderline detective I think I've ever met, and Rook being able to basically sniff out anybody or anything. But if nothing happens tonight and everything goes as smooth as I guess they might or can, I might have something for you tomorrow, Josiah. Something that might just give you an edge to help. But it's a long shot, in a sense.
Asher, everything we've done to this point has been a long shot. Trust whatever you got in store, I can put it to good use.
I just hope it's enough.
Sure, we've made do with less. Say, I'm pretty sure we've made do with a hell of a lot less.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I feel like that cat with his head stuck in the stocks, waiting for the friends that I didn't know I had to come rescue me.
God, your mouth used to write some checks that you couldn't cash.
Still do.
A lot easier when I was way drunker.
Yeah. I'll try and park that for a little bit. Sometimes I, especially now, probably just need to shut the fuck up and learn a little.
That goes for all of us. Whenever we get there, just make sure that they don't isolate all of us. Find out what rooms, where we're staying. Find a lay of the land. Make a plan. And with Asher, it could happen at any point in time, but we need to know where people are at when it does. Because if they separate us all, there's nothing that we can do. Hell, Crimson Days almost did us in.
It did.
I guess in some ways it did do us, and like glance at Rook. At least partially.
Don't look at me. I killed the werewolf god.
Yeah,
And Llywelyn.
that's what I was getting at.
It was super easy.
Yeah, Jenner, you missed a couple things since you were gone.
I got caught up on most of it last night. And, I won't lie. Kept me up for a while. I really, really thought that I could find her. I could be quick about it. A lot of time I wasn't here for everybody else. I plan to make up for it the best I can.
You were doing what you thought was right, and that's what's important. You were following a path, and I'm just happy that you're back.
I was so sure when that portal it opened up. I thought it was the sign from where to go to find her. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad it led me back here. That's obviously what I'm supposed to do. But I thought it was what I was looking for. I'll just have to look harder. But I'm glad I'm here for this. I'm supposed to be here. About it.
If Gitsy wanted to be found, she would be found.
You have a point. I didn't have nearly enough soups for the steps that I took. That's probably where I went wrong.
To be honest, she's probably avoiding us.
Second good point. Has this guy been reading or what?
Yes, I can read. I read all of the time.
Very arcane of you.
Yes, I know. It is one thing that I excelled at in college.
Right. Is Powell up?
Let's let him sleep a little longer.
Yeah.
Remember, he hasn't had sleep in a good long while. If the coffee hasn't woken him up, then just let him rest.
The
bacon will.
He got good sleep.
Thank you.
You actually have no idea if Pal's sleeping, where Pal's at. You don't know.
Well, he was in the room sleeping, but... Like, go back into the room and see if Powell is still there.
Oh, Pal has been... He got some sleep, but not a lot. He's gotten up periodically for most of the evening to check on security detail with Marcel. Enough for him to get a long rest, but one interrupted probably once on the hour at least. Never really got that solid long rest for his own sanity, but enough to get his hit points back. Luckily, he's not a spellcaster or a sorcerer that depends on knowing some arcane rituals. Let's just say it's a good thing that he swings a glaive.
You're using that word wrong.
Get out of my game, Rook! You're not in my head. Leave now!
At all times. Omnipotent.
Omnipotent? Pal looks up at you as you open up the door. Good morning.
We got coffee. If you need it or want it.
Gets up and he walks over, broad-chested you. Please, and thank you.
Just like turn and go and grab, pour an extra large cup. Bring it back just straight, like nothing added to it. I assume this is how you like it.
Nods with a smile. You can see the scars on his face up close. It's one of those where you can almost feel the Stetson heat off of his chest hair. Uncomfortably close. Knows what he's doing. Are you going to just stand there and get some for yourself? You should be resting. We should... I can't rest forever. You can't treat me like a baby. We have a big day, and I'm alive, so quit being a bitch, pal. Get me a cup of coffee.
I'll do it. I'll get it.
No, I'll go get it. Thank you. He gets an excuse to go stretch his legs a little bit.
So this is probably because before he had like kind of royal armaments and cloak and stuff, right? Like on. Any other time, like I've seen him, he's been in like the kind of regal guard of his people, right? And this is the first time I've seen him without like armor. Can I do a perception check? Because I know this is like one of the biggest warriors, and I just want to see like scars and like I just want to see like I want to know how big it is visually, like like what the history is here, like you know what I mean? Like I just want to see, you know.
Go ahead.
17.
So he still has on like the basic like toga robes and callus selected. It's just the plates and attachments are off. Yeah, dude's got some gnarly scars, some bite marks that seem that could be as large as if a bullet is tried to take a snippet out of the side of his ribs. He's well decorated. A lot of military insignia that's on him. The decoration between the braided long lion's mane. But there's a story to tell all over him. You can tell that he's been through some shit. No doubt.
I just kind of like note that, and then I turn and kind of approach Marcel and I guess help him like sit up. Do you need anything? Are you okay? How are you feeling?
I need everyone to quit babying me. That's what I need. Thank you.
Oh, well,
as he takes the pillow from you, I will be fine. You don't get this old like I am. About being able to take care of yourself. You understand, the royal family can be a bit much, but I don't need to tell you that. You have spent enough time with the young prince.
Oh, he is definitely a bit much, and Pal was. I mean, I haven't known Pal very long, but I saw. I would never want to be on the opposing. Like really, like he was angry. I mean, he was really upset, and I think he hates me now. I yelled at him like twice.
If Pal hated you, he would not leave you with me. If anything, you should understand, he respects you enough at this point. He is like the rest of the pride, protectful to a fault. He doesn't resist change. He does not want to think of the day that I pass on the torch to someone else. He wants things to be the same as they have always been. But we both know there is only change in this life. Not to mention, I grow old. Well, you are all good company. I wish to see my friends again, and my family, and the pieces of my pride that have long walked far into the chateaus to protect us. I am due to see them again. If yesterday was my last moments on the material plane, I would have welcomed it with open arms and supported the best I could as an ancestor to my people.
I can respect that. I know change very well of recent. I feel like there's been a lot of that. You, what seems like forever, but really wasn't that long ago, you said that at some point I would have to fully embrace who I am. And I feel like I'm trying. But is there like a moment like that you know, or that you understand?
You will look back on that moment and you'll realize the process has changed. Instead of being so reactive, you'll look back and say, I took that one by the reins. You will not question yourself when you cast spells of consequence. You'll understand. It will be like muscle memory. There is no moment that is drawn that says, step up now. You're ready for this. You've gotten this far. You must stay brave. What waits for you on the other side is as dark as the shadow over my people. My thoughts stay with you, Asher, as we have a people to brace ourselves from the storm. Do not let your storm consume you. Rely on your friends. You're going to need it.
Yeah. I will. I will. No fear. Just purpose. Whatever comes, whatever happens, we'll figure it out and we'll fight it and we'll solve it.
That is the way. Tell me, how is your friend on the other side? Is he good?
I haven't spoken to him in a bit, but last I checked, he was doing well. Where we went to your home, what we did, I think, well, it was the belief that that would help tremendously with the onslaught of what was happening. But so much has happened since then that I haven't really had an opportunity to see. But he is much, much more powerful than I am. And he can take care of himself. For the most part.
If you would not mind, could you get your book?
Which one I have? Like, it's like 6 or 7.
The book.
Oh. No. I forgot about that one. He pulls out the book and this is it. Flips it open, starts going through the pages.
Page opens up to 54. It folds over. You see a massive cliff edge. You see Waith. You see Yukaida. You see Chikios. All holding up this giant green and gold barrier. As it looks like the scene from World War Z where these shadow shaman are stacked up on top of each other, raising up over the side of this cliff, trying to pour up and over. And then you see like a rising dawn. This unfolds on the page, much like a pop-up book, as you see this sun rise and then this vast clip of light. And you see those shadow shaman fall down to dust. Our friends were very busy until you turn the wheel of time. He takes your hand. His is cold to the touch. Just kind of holds it over the open page. And when he removes it, you see a small raven with a note tied to its ankle that flies over the scene as you see him passing a note to your friend Chikios. I just needed to say thank you. And thank you, Asher.
Anytime. He just kind of stares down at the scene for a minute. Just kind of smiles. And then folds the page over to where it's blank. We'll make these pages good too.
Josiah depends on it.
Yeah. And he closes the book. Places it back in his bag and gets up. But first he's got to survive his father in that conversation.
I've been looking forward to this day. The two stray cats will clash. However, I don't believe it will be nearly as fun as it used to be. Time has brought understanding. We will see who is more understanding of each other. Keep your eyes open. We both know that the darkness lingers all over this.
Indeed. And somewhere, my uncle.
My eyes are looking. All of them. It opens up. You see a second set of eyes open up over the top of his.
Oh, that's something. Just kind of like taken aback, like wasn't expecting. Like, oh.
Blinks and closes them the moment the pal opens up. Sugar, cream. Why do you ask? I'm just trying. We're gonna need to get moving soon. I will be fine. I will float there. You worry about your own feet. He literally just kind of rises up off the bed. I have things to do. As you see him as he slowly splits himself between his physical form and his inner, as you can see his astral self, of only which that you can see, begins going through books over on the side and reading while his physical form tends to the conversation and the coffee in the room.
Can I, just because I'm curious and like whether he's trying to do this secretly or not, I just walk over to like where he starts reading and I just like glance over and see what he's actually like looking at.
Oh, absolutely. And he's 100% aware of your presence inside the room. This is the only way you can get anything done anymore. Everyone bug, nag, check on you. Wait till you are an old man. It will get worse. You have to do all of your reading in this form. Yes. I'm trying to find the old terms that you speak of. You can see he's reading through ancient histories of lost kingdoms. He's trying to do research for you. The more we know from the past, the better that we can predict the future. It is this chapter, what you speak of, has been cut from the tongues of history. And it means even more reason to search for it. No one can erase all of the past. No one.
I hope you find something, and soon.
If the books do not tell me, I will go looking myself.
I exit the room, and I go look for Rook.
During this time, it does remind you that you go, shit, I could be reading in my astral projection.
Yeah, I was thinking that as I was like, man. First, I was like, you gotta teach me that trick, and then I was like, wait, I could probably do that.
You already can do it. Anytime that you
like,
need to read, you can use that time in astral projection form.
Just read. Before I exit, I just write a
Huge
quick note,
boner.
and then I leave. Yeah. And I find Rook. What is Rook doing?
Drinking too many cups of coffee.
Oh no. He's fine. Hey,
come up by
bacon
now.
crushed in it.
Ooh,
There you go.
the arteries.
Bacon's crushed in the coffee as he's just literally pouring them into his mouth.
Oh, you're hungry and thirsty, huh, bud?
As I find this to be way more efficient than eating and drinking. Here, try it. As he's gonna hold it above your head and start to pour a little bit.
Okay.
There you go. Just gonna tilt your head back.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
see,
okay.
Now your sustenance is finished
I
for the day.
am awake and ready to go. And I'm actually glad that you're doing this.
Would you like seconds?
No, I'm okay. You can. Look. I don't know what's going to happen tonight or today or tomorrow. Well, tonight is like he's meeting his father, and then there's like a dinner, and then tomorrow is the wedding. And I don't know if there will be something happening tonight. I feel like I have Josiah help with coverage tomorrow, but you're literally our eyes, ears, and nose. I mean, you have a gift, and I need you to be really on your game tonight and tomorrow, but like really tonight, because I'm worried that they're expecting us to think about something for tomorrow for the wedding, and I feel like something might happen tonight, and I feel if anybody's going to be able to suss it out ahead of time or see anything off, or it's going to be you.
Yes, well, of course it would be. I have a second sense for this danger.
And that's what I'm relying on. And I wanted you to make sure that you knew this was very important and dangerous.
Well, yes, I mean, I know it's important and dangerous. Do you know it's important and dangerous?
I do. Yes.
Yes, but I am the one with the gift. How would you know?
Because my gifts work differently. But they can complement each other.
But you were saying my gifts are the only ones that can do the job tonight.
Yes. You're the only one. If you fail, we all fail.
It's nice to hear. I'm glad that you have admitted that I have the superior gifts.
And tonight I need you to use those.
Yeah.
The best of your ability.
I'm sure it will be fine. He will probably get too drunk, and then he will fight with his father, and then his father will fight with him, and then if they don't kill each other, maybe they will hug, and then we probably will go to bed.
No, let's hope that's all it is.
And dinner is in there somewhere, and maybe he will see his new wife. Maybe. I don't know how that works. Does he get to see her?
I don't know either. I don't know. It's like a totally different culture thing. I have no idea. I haven't even really thought about a wife or family or anything, really.
What if she has like a really annoying voice?
Then that sucks for Josiah.
What if her feet smell like pork rinds?
Then I don't know. You'll smell it probably worse than anybody else. Really, because you have the gifts.
That's a good point. I should probably prepare. He's gonna find a napkin or a cloth somewhere and rip it up and start shoving small pieces at his nose.
Nope, this is the opposite of what we want.
Don't worry, I'm just size fitting it. I will take them out.
Oh.
But if I smell pork rinds, they're going in.
Okay, well, if they're on the table, then that's one thing. But if it's right, anyway, this is okay. Simple. Keep it simple. Great. I think we're good. I guess let's just wait until they're ready to go, and then we can head out. And
I think that you worry way too much, but it is fine.
That I what?
You worry way too much.
Oh, I worry way too much.
Yes, you worry way too
I was away too. Oh.
Well, yes, you were away too much. And
I'm a planner.
You obviously were here when.
Okay, yes, I know, and I apologize that you lost a leg fighting something.
That's what I'm saying. We got through that, and this will be fine. This is a wedding. That was a Hydra.
Sure.
I mean, you would know that because you weren't there, but
I wasn't.
This
I
will be
was
way easier.
Saving the worlds and planes. Anyway, it's not a big deal. Great. Glad we're on the same page. We can move forward with this plan. Anything goes or feels off, let me know. I feel like Josiah's going to be a little bit preoccupied to really, he's focused on his father. I feel like he's not going to be able to really be aware of his surroundings. I mean, this is big for him. So we got to be his eyes and ears and nose.
Well, if he's going to be busy, do you think he would let us use his weapons?
I don't think so. I mean, it is still Josiah.
I mean,
He's,
I've
like,
been
very
trying to, I've been
prideful.
trying to sneak a peek at that gun for a while.
Oh, well, I'm curious. Is what is that sword you have?
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know if it'll work in the traditional sense, but I could look at it for you if you want.
I mean, if you want, it was broken and then it wasn't broken and now it glows. It's probably just a normal sword thing, but
Okay, Rook, we've been doing this a while, okay? And for something like that, it's not gonna be just a normal sword thing.
but I have swords that do a lot of things.
Yeah, but
Before,
like,
this sword cut through magic, and the other sword cuts off heads.
yeah, but it literally, you threw it and you broke a veil, and then the sword shattered and into like stars, and then reformed in like some sort of star blade. This
Right.
thing is not just a normal sword.
But maybe that was what it was supposed to do all of the time. Maybe you just don't get to see it unless it breaks.
Sure, I mean, I guess that's a possibility, but I'm just saying I can look at it for you if you'd like, and maybe I can give you some insight while we're waiting. I mean, it's
Yeah,
give me 10 minutes. I can sit with it while they're getting ready, and okay.
Just don't break it. It's already broke once.
I don't think I will, but you know. And I'm gonna sit down with the sword for 10 minutes and start casting a spell and looking over it and taking the time while we're waiting to leave to cast Identify on the sword and see if I can see anything about this sword that could help him. Because he just got this sword and he has no idea what it does, and I'm just like, well, maybe I can help, but I don't know.
Rook waits all of 10 seconds before leaning over your shoulder. So what does it do?
I need about 10 minutes. I need 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So what does it do?
I need 9 minutes, buddy. 9 minutes.
But you just said 10 minutes 9 minutes ago.
No, I didn't. You know what? I think they needed you inside the room. It'll be. You might want to go help them.
What?
I just keep going.
It goes upstairs.
And I break it over my knee. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Asher. This astral blade is a +3. It has both the finesse property and the throne property. Its throne property comes from the night sky itself. If there are stars present, it can attack from above, essentially like a javelin, and materialize back into your hand. It also functions as a defender. It adds +1 to the AC. It crits on 19. When you attack, you're able to add an extra 1d8 radiant damage when dealt. Once per long rest, you can take a bonus action and spread a bright light that extends 30 feet. The DC 15 Constitution saving throw. Any creature within 30 feet will become blinded for a minute. The hilt on the Moonblade also has an additional feature since it's been forged from the old Mage Slayer. From the absorption from that blade has now turned into storing. It is able to store a 5th level spell or below inside the hilt.
That's pretty dope.
If I already crit on 19, does that make it an 18 crit?
18. Yes, because it is a plus 10%.
Dope.
Hey, yo.
It's so hot, especially for you.
Take it.
It's like kind of like,
You might as well just make my crit chance 100%.
that's the confidence we need for the shit that's upcoming. RoBear's ready to hurt us.
Now,
Go ahead.
I need a D100 roll out of you and out of Rook. You were looking for 99 or 100 for essentially a god tier perk.
Okay, well,
If you roll 100, it's made of the souls of the innocent.
Halfway there.
it was worth a shot.
Fuck it, I'll luck it.
Might as well.
Oh, I'm just looking at it upside down.
Oh, you know what? I'll luck it too. Why not? Just because. Ugh. Nope. Right in the middle. But one would argue that if you add those all up, that's over 100.
Are you trying to mang this one? Stop.
No, I stop. I stop.
Good try.
Yeah, as I kind of like spend the time with the sword and just kind of like look at the intricacies of it and this cosmic blade, and then like towards the tail end of the spell, as I'm getting the rest of it, I go to the hilt and I'm looking at it and I just kind of pause for a moment, kind of understanding the properties. Well, I think this is best for you, and I will cast a spell into the hilt of the sword, as I will cast haste.
That's fantastic.
And I mean, I'll spend the spell slot now, but might as well, because if we get out of here
Pocket haste,
without,
that
you know,
sword is tight,
but
dude.
pocket haste is
What's even better is it's pocket haste from bonus action, so it's full. That's brilliant.
yeah.
Nice.
And once I'm done, I'll get up and I'll go probably back to the room where I assume Rook is just sitting against the door looking in, like they didn't even need me or something. I don't know what he's doing, but I'll go back and Rook, this sword is pretty incredible. I think it's.
What do you mean?
Well, it's got sharp edges, so I think you're gonna have a higher chance to really hurt an individual. I think it packs an extra punch every time you swing as well. And it's definitely magical, so it's gonna help with hitting. Also, it has some sort of connection to the stars. So if there's stars in the sky, I think you can utilize that to somewhat toss it in the air, and then it will strike a foe from the sky and then return to you. Unsure how that works in the daylight, because technically there's still stars, but you can't see them, so I think it has to be night. Also, the hilt has kind of a nod to the Mage Slayer's sword you had previously, and it actually is able to store a spell. And I've already casted a spell in there.
Is it one of those exploding ones?
No. It's the one that allows you to go really, really fast and swing a lot.
But that one always makes me feel so tired.
Yeah, but it'll be very helpful in a time of need. And all you have to do is just look at the hilt and, well, you'll know.
I'll know what.
I hand him the sword. You'll feel the connection.
Okay then. As he takes it and holds it for a second, and I don't feel anything.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Just give it some time.
Are you sure that you know what this thing does?
I do. 100%.
Maybe you're just bullshitting me.
Roll a deception check.
You roll a deception check.
No. It's look. I know my craft. I know what that sword does. And it's pretty awesome.
Yes, well, we'll see. We'll give it a try. You know, we'll give it the old college try. The old BG CCU online try.
That's all we can ask. Are we ready to go yet? It's like
Yes, you get everyone together. There's a ferry coming for all of us. We're headed to the sea tower. T-minus 15.
Great.
Anyone else doing any last preparations of the elf song?
Oh yeah, when they were fucking around, I was working on my cloak, much like I did with Genrin's cloak a while back, stashing weapons and hiding things in my armor, doing rogue shit to make sure that I can get everything that I've got on me in without any visible signs. Pockets here and there.
I'm going to take all of the dirt that I still have and put it in a sack and keep it on me.
That tracks.
Not leaving that shit here again.
When I finally finish the cloak, throw that Voxter and select it over my shoulders, and reach back and grab the crown that I had snatched from the Shadow Realm when we were in Voxter. And Josiah fits it in his head. 2 large amethyst purple horns jut out from his mane, which is now clear of all the baubles, braided, groomed, looking very princely.
Oh, go ahead.
Asher, as you tend to your last supplies, small glance out of your eye as you catch the lady of the inn floating past.
As I'm finishing up, there's also a notebook out, and he's been writing on it. And as he glances to the right and sees her pass, he just instinctually kind of touches his forehead where he felt that kiss from her previously, and he just quickly gets up and tries to follow to see where she goes.
You follow out to the first mirror outside the room where you saw her first. And you can see that she is staring into that mirror. And you forget you've done this so many times, you've actually walked out in your own astral projection. So you see her staring through the mirror on the other side as if she was going to be looking out into the inn. And you see elvish woman slowly collecting a single tear into a vial. It's as if she's known your presence the entire time. She turns, she looks left. And you can see her eyes welled up just a little bit. And her hand extends through that mirror and the vial left above that small hutch that's inside the main room. And just as quickly as she's there, she is gone again.
I think he kind of reaches out briefly as soon as she leaves, and he knows she's not one to stick around too often. And he reaches up and grabs the vial, kind of looks down, and then looks in the mirror. And at first he looks at where she was, but then as the vision kind of clarifies, he looks at himself, and he just thinks about that first time he met her, the first time he got to Baldur's Gate, the rube he was. No idea how big and even dark and dangerous the world could be, meeting friends by chance. And he looks and he thinks about everything he's done up to this point. The good, the bad, saving, the mistakes. And as he stares, he realizes truly for the first time the defined features, the slight bearded goatee, a bit bulkier in the shoulders and chest, carrying a bit more authority. And he glances down at the mantle given to him in the Fae. And for the first time, hearing Marcel's words, he's confident. And a single leaf falls to the ground. And he picks it up. And it's gold that turns from, kind of like a radiant gold to like a simmer brown into a deep green, as it's a leaf that signifies change. And he walks back and he takes the notebook and he rips out the page and he places the leaf on the inside and he closes it and then just ever so faintly grabs some wax, ignites a flame in his hand, burns it so it seals it shut, and then licks his wrist as the arcane pen floats there. And he writes, "To Elise." And he proceeds to go downstairs. And he hands it into the inn with just a nod and a smile before turning back upstairs.
I'll take care of that for you, honey.
I know you will. You're taking care of us this whole time.
Yeah, about that, make sure he doesn't put any more dirt in his room, please. I understand discretion, but that doesn't mean we got to be so filthy.
Yeah, we're on it.
She's got a big smile on her face and takes her little note.
Then I head back upstairs, and one last thing, as I pass that mirror again, I stop and I look at it. It's always rude not to give something in return to a gracious host. And he once again plucks a leaf and he just sets it right in the same slot where she gave the vial. And he just taps the mirror. Thank you.
You leave that leaf behind. Hold that tear. You don't even have to detect and understand what it is. You know. It's a potion of heroism, which essentially gives you bless for an hour, unconcentrated. But instead of temporary hit points, it allows you to use a roguish evasion once. If you succeed on a dexterity saving throw, you may take no damage.
Helpful. I note it and gather up my things and follow everybody out of the room, down into the, towards the ferry, I suppose. But I'm the last one out, and I just pause for a moment and just glance back at the room. Kind of glance up at the balcony where Rook always slept, over to the tousled, smelly sheets. Look at the stain on the ground where the beer just kind of sat there and soaked a little too long before he closes the door and heads out.
Everyone packed up and outside the Elf Song Tavern, taquitos in hand, because Carlisle knew you'd be on the move.
Perfect road snack.
Steak and cheese with ghost pepper.
It's okay, I'm immune to fire.
I might actually shit myself on this one.
Are you ready, my nephew?
24 hours ago, pal, I would have said no. Hell, even now I'm nervous. But no more running. It's time. It's time to bring the family back together.
And let us make haste to the sea tower. As you guys see this not normal at all ferry that comes rolling up, full Callus selected double-decker. Describe its Voxdernian ornaments that make up the sides of this, as it's been obviously repurposed and decorated in your people's image.
Well, you see the purple, white, and gold swags along the side, and giant crests carved into metal hang from it. It's the same crest you remember seeing when we were in Voxdern. Those crossed swords and claw with the palm trees on either side. Gold, purple, and white, just all around it. It's ornate and almost looks like you would see something like this at a New Orleans Mardi Gras float. It is really done up to the point of gaudiness.
As it crests to the edge, not far from the taco cart, as it slowly rolls up, and you can see this golden bridge with purple velvet ropes that drop down to the side as it extends down, as you can see honor guard pouring off of this thing. It is a absurd amount that you only even remember seeing during the biggest ceremonies, holidays.
It's a little much, isn't it, pal?
You have a proud father.
He has a proud son. I understand. Time to play the part. Come on, my friends.
That's when you see a man in very, very fine silk robes, his pot belly showing as always, as the arch nemesis of your youth, Jarvis, begins to stroll forward. It is a snow leopard in pattern, but just a most disgusting of all Fu Manchus, as it's just short a few hair that stems down as a very short top knot with straggly hair that comes down and tucks down back between one ear. And you see that damn book, his ledger, always writing, always seeing, and his violet eyes that match the colors of his robes as he strolls forward.
Josiah pauses for a second, stamps Heaven's Edge into the ground, and gives him just a royal curtsy. Not a full bow, just acknowledgement of his presence.
Probably the first time that you've been prudent in your life, Josiah Marquis. As he writes down inside of his ledger, no doubt due to your uncle.
I've
You
learned
can
a few
see
things in
him.
the world, Jarvis. You might find a few things yourself if you ever got up off the couch.
A fat cat is a happy one.
You must be the most joyous of them all. It is a pleasure to see your face.
It is truly a grand occasion, Prince. I hope you found yourself.
Myself and so much more. It's amazing what the world will do to shape you. When you're a spoiled little brat, you have everything handed to you.
He does his royal bow as you get up and over across. You can feel the smug and radius. Tidy cat.
I just like glance at Rook. Are we supposed to bow or something? What's the?
I have no idea. Have you bowed to him before? I'm not going to start now.
I'm not gonna bow to him. No.
Jinra gives the half bow.
Bow in this armor.
It's that point when you're in a Catholic wedding and you don't know and you're trying to like, no, I don't take communion here. And you're like, oh, what do I do? And I'm like, I do the half.
I do the same. Yep. Yep.
Rook goes for a fist bump.
He stares at your fist. He bumps back, but immediately there's someone who comes down and wipes his hand down with a small purple and white gold cloth.
Oh, he's got the hand guy. We should get the hand guy. We need somebody to give us hand jobs.
Maybe ask if that guy can clean your hand too.
Do you think he does hand jobs for free? No, we don't have the money for that.
If there's one thing that you take from your perception check on Jarvis, it's that he does not give hand jobs for free.
That's what I'm saying. It comes with the price. I can see this is the kind of guy with the strings attached to his hand jobs.
Josiah,
I
perception
don't
check.
like him already.
19.
Perception, Jesus.
As they lead you to your royal seat. Inside, it is a 1-for-1 replica on the main floor of your father's throne room.
Yet.
But as you pass the altar, all of your patron saints, every legendary Leonin, the statues that you grew up with, admiring the warrior, the healer, stalwart, all of those statues gone, and only one remains, and you recognize it immediately. Instead of human hands, 2 outstretched paws that you notice specifically declawed, that reach towards the heavens of a rising sun. Gone are the crescent, half moon. Only the light of Lathander before your throne is the only thing that has changed. As it sits smack dab in the middle of the room. No spear and shield left. Only a declawed version of your people.
Josiah, as he sees it, makes his blood boil. Another Josiah at another time might have swung Heaven's Edge across this mockery of his people. But looking at it, he turns his nose up at it. And acts like it doesn't matter to him. And goes and sits on his fucking throne.
Roll a deception check.
Still real good. But bad for you.
I'm burning inside. Burning.
Let's see. There's only going to be one person that's leading you back on this. And that would be old Uncle Pal. Focused on getting you to your seat. He doesn't see you focus on the new altar. As you take your seat, palm fronds begin to come down on either side as it's all a bit much. Rest of your friends looking on and seeing you receive the royal treatment. One was to put on a tabard for Asher and make the procession to the Fern and Folly Society. This is a whole new level of bullshit. As the rest, it is a very Dionysus-like event where there is the smooze bouge and the appetizers going around and scantily clad, dressed Leonin of all variety on either sides.
Meow.
See something that catches your interest, Asher?
What? No, I was, I couldn't help but notice they have like that statue over there of like the Leonin with like why does Jarvis have his own little statue? I mean, it looks like a bitch. Why don't you have a statue? I'm confused.
I forgot what I looked like. It's been a while since I've been home.
Oh, true. Yeah. I bet you I mean, with what they're doing here, they probably got one being sculpted out of ice right now on the back.
Just, as long as they get those abs, 6-pack, right? as he taps himself, you see the little jiggle beneath the armor.
There's a pack, yeah. It's something.
It's all about window dressing, my friend. It's all about window dressing. Just sit back and enjoy it.
There's so many distractions here you can't even notice. I mean, there's they're swinging palms. I don't even know.
You want to sit in the chair?
Oh, I've already done that. Been there, done that. It's your turn.
Just as quickly as we have all gotten on, that bridge begins to rise up and go. And you can see there's just all these people at the middle of Midtown and Lower City that are all like, what the fuck is that? Just gaudy Southern full turn and stop. People are holding their groceries and they're looking at this spectacle as if they've just seen a god arrive in the arbor of Baldur's Gate.
Off-season Mardi Gras. Don't worry about it. Off-season Mardi Gras.
I am Xerxes, a very forgiving god.
Yes. But can you fix this scoliosis?
But I can forgive you for being a little bitch.
I just wanted to be a Spartan.
Rook, what is your profession? Ow.
Clip it!
It's canon now. He is his own 300. He is one, but he is 300.
Well, we're working on 300 personalities. Got 2 so far.
Might add another one after this. You never know.
There are 2 very, very familiar leopard twins that have come over on either side of you, Josiah, that are now picking off finger-length grapes and proceeding to try to feed you on what is probably the shortest yet longest ferry ride of your life over towards the sea tower, which you all can see is completely decorated up now with Voxdernian ornaments. What you know to be the spot of the Flame Watch is now completely been repurposed into a castle away from home.
That's ridiculous. No more grapes. Feed my friends. Go.
They relax up off the throne and then head towards the rest of the group. Jinrid is eyeing up the minibar strongly. There's a lot of bizarre liquors in there. He would love nothing more than to bend your ear to try to find out what on God's earth is all of these beverages, but he realizes that this isn't the time. He's going to make a wisdom saving throw looking at that bar cart. He's going to do so with advantage because he's come a long way. Look at there.
Nice.
He orders a single instead of a double. Progress.
Yeah.
It's called risk reduction, not elimination.
Yep. I think one of those like one of those leopards come up to me and like, I don't know if they like pluck a grape and then try to feed me it, and I just kind of like, oh no, and I just like grab it from their hand. No, I can feed myself. I just popped the grape in my mouth. Rook might like your company though.
No, thank you.
She pats you with a soft paw over on the shoulder, says nothing, just gives you Nala eyes and strolls away.
I see. Good job, Rook. You're on it.
Good job for what? what does this mean? I don't know what you're doing with your hands.
You're watching. What we
Yes,
talked about.
Of course I'm watching. I have eyes.
Yeah, okay.
Why are you being so strange?
I
I'm going to embarrass us in front of all these people.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
I slide over to the rest of you all. You running from this? What the? Jin, remembering his past of working in palaces and palaces. I'm glad I don't have to suck his this thing. God. Looks over at Jarvis. That's probably the guy that can do it for you.
That guy seems like a real interesting individual.
As you guys begin to see the sea tower proper roll up. I'm gonna let you guys go use the restroom real quick. Sorry, I got lost track of time.
It is okay.
It's go time. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to the rehearsal dinner.
The GD cat is in the house. Son of a bitch kept trying to get in the attic. No lizards, no crickets to eat down here, so they decided they wanted to go up.
Were they both going up?
No, Ree was the only one in the garage. So she was getting adventurous. Fortuna is passed out with Amanda in the just laying in between her legs on the blanket like this. Just ridiculous.
The true Voxdernian.
She is the true Voxdernian.
Oh man, I've been so ready for this playlist of Voxdern.
It's good. I like it. It's got a good vibe to it. I think I've gotten all the cards that hit. I want to say I saw a D10 earlier and something else. What else did I get? What's on my sheet that's new? There's a D10 and something else. Standing desk? Hell yeah. Look at the way he moves. Couldn't do that in a chair. Put some gold bangles on you and let you dance around.
Yeah, so I'm only able to use my standing desk because I use NVIDIA broadcast. It's what pulls the background out because I would have to have a full fucking green wall.
Anybody crazy enough to paint their wall green?
Dude,
That's my next one.
I hate walking into it. The aesthetic of a giant green wall sucks. Not for me. I'm the opposite though. I'm old. I want things that look like mahogany in a fireplace. I don't want to walk into fucking RBG fucking unicorn rainbow butt. It's not my comfy space.
Apartment smells of rich mahogany and fine leather.
Speaking of comfort place, hey chat, how's it going? Hashtag ad.
Hey-o,
Oh.
there you go.
Bet that was colder than the last one I had.
Oh no.
Tasted pretty good. It's my last one though.
Yowza.
Feel like somebody kept it cold with one of your Crocs.
Oh, dude, that was that thing was brutal.
Hot foot in San Diego.
Holy shit.
Well, if there's two guys that can pull a 1-car parade, you're looking at them.
Truly. As that bridge begins to lower again. Are you ready, my prince?
Yeah. I think we're ready. You guys ready?
May Lathander's light grace you. As he walks over, he bends down to pin on this rising sunrise and Paul emblem over your heart onto your sash.
I'm gonna let him do it. But when he turns around, I'm gonna slide a hand it off. Or I'm gonna try.
Go for that sleight of hand, my dude.
27.
Good fucking God. Yeah. Hal does not see you pocket it. He's the one dude that's in charge of you on everything. To the sea tower, my prince.
Lead the way, my uncle.
There is just a procession that is currently throwing out a collection of flowers as you walk over that purple and gold carpet. As there are multiple attendants gathering your friends to have them walk in the proper procession on the sides that come up with this, as one of them grabs you and kind of puts you in the way. It's the same girl that was handing out appetizers earlier, second, kind of like adjusts you. You get like the one hand on the hip where you're like, oh, hello, and then you realize you're actually being pushed into place.
It wasn't flirtation. It was just getting you in line.
I just look at her and be like, sorry, I'm not interested.
She's already gone. Just that quick. Out.
That means it wasn't real.
As musicians begin to pile from outside, as in typical Voxderdian fashion, you can't even get in the front door without there being a small moment of siesta.
Taking naps? I'm in for this.
Just an appreciation of music and the slow island culture that is of your home, as they've already begun passing out a round of walk-in beverages.
I was going to see that Voxderdian cup culture has made its way to Baldur's Gate.
Same little kitty cups that you've grown up with. Gold, jeweled, and all filled with a particular booze. What would it be this time in a typical Voxderdian greeting?
Oh my God. It's a fruit, and I named it before, and I can't think of the name off the top of my head right now. Very pungent, very tropical. It's almost like a cross between a pineapple and a guava. Oh crap, what was it? I named it. You know what? We're gonna go with that. It's a guava. It's got like an almost orangish yellow color to it, and the drink is served frothed with little seeds, black seeds on the top. But it's a hugely fermented beverage, and then the reason it poured into small cups is because it's about 15%.
Machi.
Oh, check this out. If you have never tried this before, this is guava. They whip it and then pour it into the glass. But before it's whipped, it spends, I don't know, Pal, do you remember how long it spends? I never paid attention because I couldn't drink when I was there at home last. It spends a really long time fermenting, and it's strong as shit. So be careful. Tasty, sweet. I'm afraid of what I would feel like if I woke up in the morning drinking a shit ton of that.
Long enough. You even see a smile out of his face.
I've been drunk on some pretty strong stuff, but nothing tastes quite as good as that. Just be careful.
Held up still with the door closed as it slowly begins to open up and make its way. You have fire dancers that come out, hula hoopers at the same fucking time. As you can hear, there is just tiered levels of instrumentation that keeps pouring through. That's when you know it's serious, Josiah.
Are there any common folk here, or is it all just procession?
Now, as you begin to make your way through in the main chamber, you start seeing the nobles and the landowners all in the main getting very, very fat cattish on the inside of the keep that has been completely redecorated. You can see there are literal plants from home that have been transplanted back in here. There's a bit of like humidity that's kept in the main chamber, as you know that they're having to use actual arcane ability to maintain this facade of home right now. You can see members of the Fern and Folly Society sweating their balls off, like just taking care of some final preparations, like getting this place sorted.
Yeah, sure. You know any of these guys?
Let me make a perception check. I don't think so. Wait, well, I'm not the eyes and ears here. I like give a nod to Rook.
What do you think? You think I know them?
No, but it's just a maybe.
Oh yes, I know them.
Gonna find Sir Olivar in here.
There's a guy. Alun fought that guy one time. So it was off the books.
With a nat 20, you pull a little Toro maneuver because you can see them coming, Rook, and you know that you can just step out of the way and just let it be the bowling ball as that displacer beast comes so much larger than the last time that you've seen it, as it's just full four paws out and just starfishes you, Asher. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh,
Alex
God.
Verisand, that was the name. Verisand.
Alex Verisand, yeah. Strength saving throw, my favorite. It's a 19.
Oh,
Crit
19.
for you.
I think what it is that like it runs out and like jumps like towards me, and I just instinctually like go and like catch it. And as I fall back, I feel like Rook just like puts his hand up, like just whoop, like it just actually like stops me from just going full blown over. Because
you're tripping.
Oh, so I'm just like holding this. Okay, yeah, okay. okay, and I just like kind of start like slowly falling, like it's like I'm just like trying to, I'm like just kind of like slowly set the pupper down, and I'm like, okay, hey, and then I go for the scritches.
Oh yeah,
for the scritches.
Just huge licks. I can't remember the damn Displacer Beast's name. I'm looking in the notes, and I can't remember its name. Saved the life of me.
It was Bowie, right?
Bowie is the Displacer Beast.
Bowie, yes, Bowie. Oh my God, yeah.
No Bowie.
As you see the look of fright on the handlers that were like, and then thankfully they realized that it's you, and it's like, oh my God, thank you that this wasn't somebody in the royal court that just got bowled over. Oh, we thought we could get away with it with there being so many Leonin here. We could bring Bowie out. Be exotic for once. Never gets to leave the sanctuary.
Oh, you being just the best. Look how big you are. Look how big you are.
It's just like, as those pads are hitting, it's like, oh my God, it sticks and it clings to you. You're like, oh God. Oh, I'm so glad this is the happy Displacer Beast.
Yeah. And I
think he should join the procession. What do you think?
I think he would be honored. You want to join? Huh? You want to join?
You get the combination of that. It's like half cat, half pupper. So it purrs, but then it also does the total dog move. It's like,
All right, let's go. And I just like nuzzles right up to my waist, and then just like.
Oh, dude, it leans on it to where you're like, oh yeah, you like lean into it. You walking now with this exotic beast down the front. All of the you have garnered the attention now as it's been focused on the prince, but then seeing his procession, people staring back at you with this Displacer Beast.
I just like see them all, and like occasionally like it just like bumps a little too heavy, and I just kind of bump into Rook, and like Rook's kind of like, I'm like, sorry. I'm not trying. It's a heavy. It's on your feet. I'm trying. It's big, and I just like give a wave to people. Like I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, hey, like
how am I supposed to be watching out for trouble if you are?
I know. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm good. I'm fine. And it's just like I keep. Hey, just like waving. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I think I'm the only one up here waving. But I'm just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
As you all make your way through that main chamber, music stops. And then the entrance begins to crack on another large opening chamber to a staircase. Josiah, you can hear flute in the distance. Your old man hasn't gotten any less flamboyant. And when that door opens up, large Mediterranean style, 30, 40 foot doors on the inside of this place. As they crack open, there is this bright light that just pours out. Something that you have not yet seen before in a royal entrance. As members of the honor guard come out with these large half gold masks that come to just about where their muzzle is, and it comes up and you can see the sun rising up over their head in this artificial gold light that's pouring out. And you notice that they do not step where there is not this bright light shining, as they walk in a procession opening up. And as the doors unfold, it's almost like driving into the east on a morning on a highway being hung over. It's so hard to see. It's blinding. As you begin to see the procession of the king and queen making their way down the staircase. Could be best described as Elton John at the opening of his concert, made out with all the duds of Lathander's light. Full mask for your father with corresponding mane. It's almost as if he's wearing half of a cartouche almost. It is gaudy and huge and so over the top from the island digs that you've seen him last in. And you glance over at your mother with jewelry you don't recognize and a large sun looming over her head. You can see both of those pieces emitting this light that pours out into the center chamber. Each time as the procession passes, you can hear, "Bless Lathander's light." Jarvis walks up to you on the side. "I think you've lost something," as he reattaches a new pin on you, as she's been looking over to make sure to get this pin on you before the light reaches towards you. As he stands next to it. "What a glorious day. Once the light hits your paws, retract your claws, Prince, and proceed forward." It feels just as disgusting being handled in the court as you were when you were a teenager and child.
I just want to kill this motherfucker. Hearing him say that, I allow him to put this badge on me, and I hold steadfast in my position with Heaven's Edge in my paw, waiting for the light.
Light slowly splashing over you, the mild warmth. As it does, it brings into focus when you're enveloped in it. No longer is it so overbearing that you can't see your mother and father in their full splendor.
When it hits me, and I feel that warm sunlight, I grip Heaven's Edge, and as I do, only the center claw comes out. As I walk forward, leaving Jarvis behind.
Jarvis is tending to your robes as you walk, the final little straightenings and all the pieces put together. You even get hit with a little extra dab of patchouli. For the rest of us, this is the strongest scent we've ever walked into. It is, it's like walking into the wrong part of Vegas at the wrong time. Oh, there's some cologne up in her. Oh, man. And you slow stroll. Everyone with eyes on you headed towards your father. Mask is still on at that point.
I just make my way up, step at a time. being very ceremonial with each step, pause, making my way up towards King and Queen. Every time I put my right foot down, you hear Heaven's Edge, cling, hit the marble, step, pause, step, cling.
You get about 10 feet away before you finally see the smile on your mother's face break across that her baby boy has returned.
Seeing that smile is where you see Josiah go down to his knee, holding Heaven's Edge across his chest, holding it with both arms, bowing his head to his mother.
She's the first one to step forward, as always and was customary. She extends her paw out to you. You hear the gaudiness of this gold jewelry slide down to her wrist. As you see her claws retracted.
Josiah looks up in her eyes, grabs her paw, looks at her, smiles.
Welcome home, my prince.
It's good to see you, Queen. It's been too long.
And even
Sorry
in the
that-
process of her formal gestures, as she places a new crown atop your head, one that is watching the sunrise, yet not completely full. And then she gives you a full-on embrace that breaks full ceremony. Very, very personal hug between her and her cub.
There's a moment there in Josiah that stirs, because this is the loving embrace from a woman who he idolizes, that he has not seen in 20 some odd years. You almost see him weaken just a little bit at the knees, that this is something that he has been wanting for so long. But he steadfasts himself, using Heaven's Edge to keep him steady, while still giving his mom one of the warmest embraces he's ever bestowed on any living being. So what finds you in Baldur's Gate these days, Mom?
She looks at you just as she did growing up when you were out of order. Eye begins to roll slightly as she court-style gestures you into the next phase. Just as she did as you were a child, not acknowledging your bullshit. As you can see the small snicker at the amount of times that you would try to get her to laugh during these processions. And you don't even have to. Just your voice and one line is enough to get her to usher you on through over to your father.
As she does, the smile slowly straightens up as he comes eye to eye with Amon. And while he doesn't do the full bow he gave his mom, he will switch hands with Heaven's Edge and rested in the crook of his left arm as he holds out his hand. Looking for that forearm to forearm embrace.
And it's that moment of standstill. Feels like slow motion to you. Your hand extended, but this masked facade remains over your father's face. And then his arm slowly extends out towards yours, but it goes over to your shoulder as he pushes you down to a knee. And guides you into a double kneed position of which you are not familiar with.
I have no idea what's going on at this point. I'm letting it happen only because of my mother. And it's my father. And this is very awkward for me at this moment.
Asher, Root, perception checks.
I think I mean.
Oh, God, yes.
I see everything.
One, you
It's
look
9.
over, Jarvis sweating bullets over here at the side. Realize it's been so long that he doesn't know how to greet the God King himself.
I think I would say that, I mean, Asher clocks the handshake and then the kneel, because I think all eyes are on Josiah at this moment, and I think he just internally clocks that he was there with the warriors greeting, and now he notes that he's subservient, and he just kind of clocks it.
I think that his dad is going to punch him.
I think that Josiah's never seen anything like this before.
Well, no one has seen anything like this before. Look at it.
Indeed.
Under his breath, open your palms, my son.
Take off the mask, Father.
You feel his foot crushing your toes. It's at that point Jarvis has come over to the sides and is now guiding your palms open over here on the side.
I'm going to swat his hand. Just.
Your mother grabs your other wrist.
As I do that, I just look at my father and open my palms. Claws out.
Your mother pushes your claws back into your paw. She leans in over to your ear. Act as if you've learned something over the last few years. As your hands subservient out, claws pushed in, he begins to remove that mask. As he sets it down That light flashes and envelops the entire room. The gold flake and glitter across his face that's overdone with strong dark eyeliner that fades to lathander gold. As he sets the mask down into the palm of your hands. The prince has returned. My boy. As he stares down at you with a big smile on his face. As your mother guides your arm up as you can stand up. Present them with the lights of their king and Lathander. As your mom guides you towards the center where the rest of the statues of your saints and heroes passed, as you place that Leonin mask combined with Lathander in the middle, shining out to the rest of the audience.
Feels so dirty on the inside right now.
Nobody cared who I was till I put on the mask.
At ease, everyone! Today is a day of celebration. For the prince has returned. We shall feast. By Lathander's light. I invite all of you into our new home. As the queen guides you up to the other side of your father, he extends his paw down to hold your hand like he did as a small child. Not like ceremony or anything, breaking it completely just like your mother did. Now that the procession is done.
It's gonna reach down. And I'm gonna grab paw and paw. But like when I was a kid, he could wrap his entire hand around mine. I'm gonna interlock my fingers with his.
Your hand's gotten so big, he actually extends his claws over to try and get a good full grips. You've already grown so much.
It's good to see you still know how to use your claws. Let us feast! As I raise both my paw and his paw together. The name of the Leonin people! Let's eat.
As you begin to make your way up the staircase, oh God, you can smell all the spices of home. It takes you back instantly. It is a full-on Dionysus feast with the rest of your party ushered in behind you again in kind of V formation with the rest. You're taken in and seated at a massive, long front table. Ferns fanned on either side. You actually pass. There's animals from Vox Dern that are actually in here. The Fern and Folly Society are holding on to different beasts. Asher, you fit in perfect as you stroll in with the Displacer beast. There's wedding handlers that quickly come around to line up a small feeding table for Bowie that gets up over. As you're all placed on Josiah's right at this front table Jin's ripping a couple of drinks because he didn't expect to be seated at a royal head table today. Processions fall in, and you can see, as per usual, there is just asshole after asshole that you remember from your youth lined up. You remember a couple cool people that come in, your favorite businessmen or women that follow through, but largely still a whole bunch of people that you wish that you would never ever actually see again.
I can't believe some of these people are still alive.
That's like every wedding ever.
100%.
If I may, just because Asher is always always a thing. I'm gonna do that thing where, like, you know, people are getting seated or whatnot, and I go up to like the groom, because I've been in plenty of weddings, and I do that kind of like handshake, like fun, like little, like, hey, you hanging in there, buddy, you know, kind of thing. And I go up to Josiah, and I just like I go for like the warrior handshake that he did previously. And I just kind of like lean in, like with a smile, kind of like putting on a show a little bit. Just tap him on the shoulder and say, "You're doing great. Just keep it up. And here's a little extra just in case you need it." And I'm gonna cast Mage Defense on him to give you a +2 to your AC, just in case.
Shit. What is
as I just kind of walk up and just kind of tap you on the shoulder.
Mage Defense?
Yeah, it's a spell me and RoBear worked a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's like a mage armor, but for like other people, and it just gives you a +2 to your AC.
Oh my god, that's rich.
Just a little preemptive thing. And then I just kind of give a smile, like we're enjoying the festivities, and then I just make my way back to the seat.
Father, I've met many great friends along my trip away from home. Some I didn't even realize that they would be as great friends as they are.
You no doubt have stories to end all stories, my boy. You can finally start to live up to your Uncle Pal's bullshit.
Well, I didn't spend all that time hunting. I did my fair share of, let's just say, non-courtly like behavior that a young man should be fit, don't you think?
Still trying to make an Allosaurus come, are you?
You know what? That wasn't one that I knew. That was one that I made up on the fly. I learned that from hunting with you, pal.
Al makes a big smile over at you as he takes a seat over on the other side of your mom. Speaking of new friends, Josiah Marquis, Grandmaster Cesius. As you see that fat sphinx come out with his robes laid over and markings of Lathander. It's probably the only time you've never seen chicken grease inside of his own beard.
Seeing him, I immediately stand up and walk around the table and start a very grandiose gesture. My father, you didn't tell me there'd be such a pillar of Baldur's Gate here. One of the very lights of Lathander itself. Cesius, as I go to embrace him.
Oh, he reaches out and gives you a big hug.
As I give him a hug, my hand comes up behind his neck and pulls over to his ear. I'll kill you before this is done.
What is he doing? We hate that guy.
By the grace of Lathander's light, you've made it to your big weekend. May our cities forever be joined in the holy matrimony. Well, that is after you accept your vows to Lathander. I hope I'm not cutting in too soon, Father. We will want to take care of that before we get too far in.
Plenty of time for that, my old friend. Right now we're celebrating reunion of a family.
As he leans over to your ear.
I will make you sell your last bit of your living soul to everything you hate before I'm done with you. Then we can both die.
Be a glorious death, then.
Bless Lathander's lights.
Did you see a shitty light cantrip? It's the shittiest light cantrip you've ever seen. You know he's probably only learned that thing about 2 weeks ago. As it goes over the top. There's a small clapping.
Josiah's just overly energetically clapping in the middle. Just, oh my God, that was amazing. Oh, so good. Please, more.
Cesius' fat ass waddles over, sits down.
That was awful.
We hate that guy. Yes, we hate that guy. I don't know why he's being so nice to him.
I have no idea either. It was like a light cantrip. Oh shit!
Does he
I
not
do that in my
recognize him?
sleep.
I don't think Cesius has ever studied anything that ever involved any bit of radiance whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm just like real confused. Like that's what I don't get about this whole thing is he's like the ultimate sleazebag. Everybody can see through his BS. I don't understand how he got to this point. It just blows my mind.
Like he said, his father's eyes are blinded by the light of Lathander. Doesn't even know a con man when he sees it.
Well, all I know is that stuff is going to hit the proverbial roof when he tries to make Josiah turn to the light of Lathander, and he's not going to do it because he's not.
Everybody's so into this light of Lathander, but the guy hasn't even shown up to the wedding yet.
That's a valid point. I don't even think he's here. I think this is all a ruse. I don't think there is Lathander. I think that Lathander's not even involved in this.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, where is he at?
Fake news.
Is he saying his name?
Lathander's putting all the sunlight out there, turning the frogs gay.
Crap.
Look, just Rook, keep your eyes and you know what to do.
I'm listening. But I haven't heard any Lathanders yet.
Larry Lathander.
I haven't heard any Lathanders yet. As this god walks in, hi, I'm Lathander. I heard there was a wedding. Bless you. Sorry, I'm late. I was doing miracles over in the high district.
Actually, after Josiah talks to Cesius, Rook will lean over and very loudly, Josiah! And then after yelling his name very loudly, he just mouths, what the fuck?
As I walk away from Cesius as he makes his way to the table, I just swing around to Rook and grab him on the shoulder and on the other ear, whisper in his ear, act as fucking if.
Oh, it was a ruse. He was doing a ruse.
Yeah.
You're funny.
By the way, have you seen Lathander?
Who?
You know, the Lathander guy everyone keeps talking about.
Hey, when are we gonna meet your dad?
I thought he was going to punch you in the
When are we
face.
gonna meet your bride?
I'm kind of
What are we
working my
going to
way
eat?
down the table line. You really want to meet my old man? Just give it time. The bride, who the fuck knows?
Do you think
I
he would
get
be
married
mad if I put
anyways.
that mask on?
As you can see, there are the people that are hoisting the marble up right now where the mask is attached to as they're putting it in the center of this room. Oh, you can see them straining as it goes. It's kind of terrifying that you know that the mask is there and accessible.
Let's leave that statement alone. Because I
There's
kind of
no
want to see
way
him do it.
He doesn't put that on before we leave. There's no way.
I decidedly keep track of where that mask is going all night.
Please do. Go back and take my seat next to my man.
In true Voxdernian tradition, we will begin the feast before our special guest arrive. He leans down. Your wife to be.
Why don't we wait? It's a new world order, right?
Because, Josiah, some traditions are worth keeping.
And before it's Elise.
Hell, there's gonna be a disintegrate coming out real quick. Or a fireball. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh!
Fireball, fireball, fireball.
Everyone filling in and getting seated. The food begins to come out, being placed over platters. Fried plantains, jerk chicken, pork and rice. Oh. Whole hog being broken down in bits. Carving stations being brought to you directly. Shit that would make Fogo de Chao blush.
Ooh, so much meat.
As you begin to get your fill, the cups overflowing with booze at this point. Voxdernian wine is being served specifically from different fruits of the island. So it's like a different version of a country bar tour. Instead of your typical strawberry and blackberry, it is fruits of the island.
Specifically Asher treats it like a wine tasting, and he tries a little bit of everything, but he doesn't like drink. He just tries a little bit of everything because he's gonna be responsible, but then there's so much of it that he just keeps trying it, and then eventually he just kind of gets a little bit inebriated anyway, not meaning to.
Watch out for
everybody's done that at wine tastings, you know.
watch out for the small glass.
It's a 99 proof version of banana brandy that's in it, because we have to work in 99 banana into this son of a bitch.
Yeah, they need to get the food served quickly.
It's coming out at the same time. You're good. You're good.
Okay,
You're getting loaded up.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm good.
Rook.
Oh yeah, that's wisdom.
Still eyeing that mask. Decided that he's remained sober in case the opportunity presents itself for that mask, and also keeping track of Josiah, I guess. But so whenever anyone offers him wine, no thank you. Do you have any chocolate milk?
The wedding attendants look at you. You heard him. Chocolate milk.
Yes, you heard me.
He's allergic.
What?
To alcohol. I don't know. I'm just trying to help.
So I'm going to take a stab at this and say that you probably have kind of like a chocolate mole kind of drink back home, but not necessarily chocolate milk. So what's going to come back is more like a cocoa style chocolate mole with like a little bit of spice, but they've used every cream that they could get near the coffee station to try to create this.
It's a mudslide.
Yeah, at that point, it's about a 1,600 calorie
You work
behemoth.
out a lot, so you need those calories.
Yeah, a lot of shifting calories burnt. It's pretty good. We could use some bacon. But
Ready's drinking. I'm actually trying to do the bartender's trick, where I take a little from this one, spit it back into this one, trading back and forth.
Never thought Josiah was a snowballer, but now I know.
Important day.
Hey, I'm usually the lush amongst the group, so I'm trying not.
You guys are all doing your best to circumvent getting as hammered as the rest of the general populace, which is not holding back whatsoever.
What would you?
Good to have you by my side, son. The whole family.
Been a long time, Dad. Sorry I had to leave the way I did to find myself.
We all know that cats must stray. Some of us strayed longer than others. You were like your uncle.
Oh, you got stories about Powell going a little wild here, huh?
There was no island shrubbery unmarked, I believe.
Looks over, Pal's got a huge grin on his face.
How was I supposed to chart new territory as head of the Voxdernian Navy? I came back with a report.
Did you realize now that the entire extra charted islands that are all around Voxdern are because of your uncle going and sailing around everywhere? He is literally the creator and surveyor of the map of your people.
You know, there's a couple of port towns that I was in that I wondered. That Leonin favors our family just a little bit. Nah, couldn't be. Now I know. Absolutely was.
Hal gets up from his seat and slides down your way. And he leans into your ear.
Just what ports have you strayed to?
Calatin is the one that I can remember the most. Young dockhand who sported eyes just like yours.
How about even further? Not so close to home.
I think way back in my brain, and I'm gonna have to roll a history check for this one, because if this pulls out, it's gonna have to be 16 or better. Nope. No idea.
the haze of the event sets in.
No, not coming to me right now. Maybe ask me when I head less to this Quava.
Uncle Pal leans down.
I was gonna save this for later. But now's the appropriate time.
And he hands you a small leather pouch.
My gift to you, my nephew. From my
Understood,
travels to yours.
Very curious. How discreet is he handing me this? Like, is it something I should investigate now, or possibly wait until I'm alone?
Your choice.
But I'm asking, like, when he's handing to me, is it an open hand, or is he kind of like closed paw? Like, here's something on the DL.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's giving it to your paw. You can be discreet about looking at what it is when you do. There's a lot going on in the room. It's not all eyes on you if you're to glance down and look. So,
100%, I'm gonna look with discretion for sure.
From my travels, boy.
you look at the side of that pouch and you see undeniable the flag of Port de Pair on it.
Damn it! That was what I was getting to.
When you open it up, it's his dice. His gambler's dice that all have the Saints of Voxdern. Instead of numbers, it's all 6 of them on the sides.
God, that is so hot.
Flashes you a big grin. Goes back over at his seat. As you can see him, he visibly walks past Cesius, and you can see him snout up and all, because he's like has to get around his big fat lion ass that's part of him. He's like, ugh, so gross.
Stab him in the back, stab him in the back. Damn it. We can wish. We can wish.
Truly. So, Dad, talk to me. What's been going on at home these many years I've been away? It looks like you've led Voxdern to flourish, bringing its wonders and wares to the shores of Baldur's Gate.
Blessed by Lathander's light, indeed. New business, growth on the horizon, new trade, my son. No longer resting on the pillars of the old.
Dragons.
We grow anew.
Make a Constitution saving throw on that, or make a Wisdom save on that.
Wisdom save, yeah.
Make a Wisdom save.
You just straight up dropped dragon. Like what? A wagon. All right.
Mom playing it cool.
Yes.
As he completely rolls over the top of you saying dragons and just moves on with his spiel as if he heard nothing.
Indeed. Times are good. All due to our faith and what we've bestowed. No longer are we in rags and feral. We shine in his light.
As you
The
see,
sacrifices you have made have definitely paid dividends to our people.
he actually pulls out the dagger and he shines that little bit of light that comes off of it.
Someday, this will be yours, son. It will be up to you to lead them through the darkness. You'll have to make tough choices.
No, there's one thing I've learned in my time on the sea and in this world, is that I can run from every bad deal I've ever made. But it's come home to roost at some point. You have to face the music. Be damned what equity you've ever built. The game of sums. It all equals 0. Except for what we do while we're here. That and who we do it with, huh, gentlemen?
Ah! Jin gives his best cowardly lion growl.
Oh, it's good to have all my family together. Both that which I was born to, and that which decided to me to be enveloped into the fold. Including my best man. Hey, have you met Rook?
Yes, of course I've met me.
No. King Amon, my best man, Rook. Please, greet this man that I refer to as father here at this table.
Pleasure to meet you, Rook.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is good to meet you. I've never met the king before. Do I have to do the thing with the palms, or?
No, we are not in ceremony. A handshake would be fantastic. He extends his paw out towards yours.
That seems reasonable. He's gonna shake with the metal hand.
He shakes your metal hand. Strong.
Yeah,
I
I've
pray
been
to
working
see
out a
the
little bit.
fellow, or what's left of them, that gave you that. I wager they have less than an arm missing.
Yes, he's been dead a long time, actually. It was pretty gross. They lost a lot of blood really very quickly. Did you know that it just takes a small cut to the neck and all of the blood will just drain? It's like 3 seconds.
A hunter, I see. Clean kills.
You know, I guess they hunt a little bit here and there. You know, not as much these days. People, they used to yell at me when I would just run around eating people. Apparently, you're not supposed to do that. I am reformed, I think.
As feral as my boy.
That's right, father.
I expect no less.
True Vox journey culture. My best man, also my honor guard, wearing honor and armor befitting of it as I pound my fist on that chest piece.
It's, speaking of, what does somebody have to do to get a cool mask like that?
That mask. It has a way of choosing its recipient. It's a symbol, a sign of divine right to our people. A sign to show them that we are not mirror cats anymore.
So, like in the gift shop, or?
As music begins to play that cuts you off, it seems our time of pre-feast is over. As you begin to hear the trumpets at the royal procession of Baldur's Gate begins to make their way into the chambers. as you see lords and ladies pile in to make a similar procession. Low on dukes. Only one actual duke left walking on their own feet after the incidents that transpired and the man with diamond eyes. This procession walks in. Oh, hell! Duke Vandelver's daughter, Duchess of Baldur's Gate. Asher, you actually see Elise tending in the actual wedding services parade as she is pulling the dress over to the sides of a woman that you do not know. You have never met the actual Duchess of Baldur's Gate before. And as the instruments begin to play, you can see her whole shop is in on the catering and the setup on their side as things begin to get very royal and baroque. And the colors of Baldur's Gate unfold. Two men with large seahorse-style tridents that open up. As Josiah, you still have not been able to catch a glimpse of the face, as it is a full veil over the top.
Interesting. Josiah's gonna pop up and walk over to greet this procession.
You cannot get up. Your father puts a hand on your shoulder.
Oh,
Wait.
shit.
Just a minute.
Do I smell pork rinds?
If there was any time to roll a 20.
I lean over to Jinred and I just say, I'm surprised. I did not know that there would be no other dukes. Awfully convenient that there's just one choice, right?
You're kind of short on supply.
Yeah, I think it was planned that way, maybe.
No, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's put it that way.
That's all.
As now there is only one ruling military family. And now it starts to sink in your head. No wonder they have the keep. This is the only family that's left in charge of the watch. They probably unilaterally just took the whole fucker themselves. As they begin to take their positions across on the overside, the Duke himself is very Kaiserish in his presentation. Curled mustache, shaved head, thick military uniform on, as he greets his daughter on the other side. And they're all seated. Veil is still over in the cover. You've not seen your bride-to-be yet. As a long line finally fills the room. It's that point now where you actually need someone with one of the ferns over, because it's just that muskiness of the room of just like full of hot air.
We're dealing with nobles.
Oh, especially with nobles. And your father looks over at you.
I wanted this to be a special moment. I am sorry that we haven't had a chance to talk father to son. But we'll change that tonight. As you begin to accept your royal duties, so begins your first charge. As your bride-to-be deserves to meet her husband, bathed in the light of Lathander.
As you see Cesius get up and move to the center of the room and start to prepare your ceremony.
As you accept him into your heart, Josiah, so we will accept this new family into ours.
He's got a huge smile on his face. He grips your shoulder, looking across. And Cesius makes eye contact with you.
All arise in his light.
As everyone stands up in the room, that is where we will pick up next week.
I cast darkness and stab Cesius.
Please do. Please, just stab them all.
Oh my
Too
God.
Never
far
stop
off
the stabbing.
of my thoughts.
Stab him right in the back.
Oh my God, this moment.
Moment like this.
I really wanted it to be Elise.
Oh my God, with a dagger.
I wanted
Fucking
it.
dagger.
I really wanted it.
I would have been nope. I don't know.
I couldn't House the Dragon you, dude. She didn't have any royal lineage, but I could put her in the catering crew. Always had that.
Hey. Oh God, we're eating people pie. Oh no.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Did you bring any of the good stuff?
Yes.
That's the only thing Luke cares about.
Did you bring any of the good pies? The the ones?
More butter. We need more butter on this one. It's a little dry.
To baptize you in the light of Lathander in front of everyone.
I'm gonna vomit all over myself at this point.
Oh,
The question is, Chad, how far does he let it go before his own pride just absolutely lashes out at everyone around him?
done well to hold.
I wouldn't even say it's pride. It's just like you've got your belief in your direction, and I'm like, I'm just waiting for that shoe to drop, and eventually it's gonna get to the point where you're just gonna have to say no, or you're just gonna do it, and then God knows what happens. But I don't think you're gonna do it. I don't think you're gonna do it.
There is so much that I want to talk about that we can't talk about. We can't do an after show yet. Has to come after the next one. There are too many questions that I don't even want to give an inkling of a possible answer to. I'm so ready for this. How'd you like the declaw?
Oh my God. It's like you understood how I wrote my father and why Josiah ran away. It's ridiculous. Like the whole declawing was just an absolute like when I wrote it was
middle finger claw.
Oh, the middle finger on Heaven's Edge. Oh.
So good. So good.
Yeah, when I wrote the whole backstory for Josiah, and I'll give you this lore drop for free. It was always he resented his father, not so much for the light of Lathander, but for what he did to his mother, because his mother is his shining light. It's his beacon. I've spoke about her many times, but in the Leonin culture, it's matriarchal. It's not patriarchal. So he literally has stolen his mother's power by moving the seat to Lathander, and that was his whole thing. And this whole set right here is just
And then on top of that, you see that your father now considers himself a god.
Yeah.
I'm
Seems kind of nice for a god, honestly. Very down to earth.
Look, I got an idea, okay? Rook just kills him, right? Because gods can't die. So if we just kill your father, then clearly he's a false prophet. Done.
Just make him. I mean, you don't have to kill him. You make him bleed.
We'll throw him in the
Gods
river,
don't
and if he
bleed, right?
drowns, he's a witch.
I will say though, and I mentioned it, but I will say the last thing because I know we're not talking too much about it, but I did like you went for the warrior's handshake, and then he was like, "Kneel, bitch." Like, I was like, damn.
Such an awkward moment because he's got his arm out, and then he's being shoved down to one knee and then two knees, and he's like, I've never had this greeting before. I don't bow like this. To be pushed on that off foot right from the get go, like that greeting with his mother was 100% juxtaposed to the greeting with his father, and it's just
The difference between Gale's awful family and yours is that there's still actual love there. So after it's like, okay, we forced you through all the new shit. It's like, well, here's my hand, boy. Like, let's go walk. Like let's go walk. Let's do this. Like,
care.
yeah, there's still like it's still your loving father behind all the new bullshit.
It's still Josiah because he's still trying to bait his old man.
Who knows? You might take the veil off and it's like Gremlins. It's the one gremlin with the big red lipstick that's like
Totally expecting that. What a twist.
What a twist. Good shit. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you all next week. See you tomorrow for Meteorian Core and Netherdeep.